Hi all, welcome to Vlogust day 30. Ooh. Today I was meant to be going out with Auntie Kerry, but she doesn't feel great. So we've cancelled that, and I've decided to sort of tackle the yarn room, but not really. I don't know. There is a few bits, well, there's a lot of bits like this, and I'll show you properly in a minute, like this, that need, sorry, I hope I'm not making you feel sick, that need tidying. The cupboard of doom needs, behind me, needs massive amounts of work. Hugo's currently sniffing the bin because he's classy. So I'm not going to start a massive, yeah, he's crying because Kirk's just left. I'm not going to start a massive, like, overhaul of the entire room because I need to buy, like, storage, so it's just, my lip looks weird. Because I need to buy loads of, well, not loads of, but I need to buy a few boxes or something to go in here. But I'm just going to tidy up a bit and perhaps set aside a bit of scrap yarn or something, because I feel like having a bit of a crochet today, because I'm not going anywhere. This explains the drown rat look. I've had a shower and I've still got yesterday's mascara under my face. Despite having a wash twice, it just doesn't come off. It's really good until the next day. Yeah, so I'm going to have a bit of a tidy, a bit of a yarn selecting, and just sort of assess the situation, because down here it's just like, sorry, it's hard to show you on this camera. Maybe I should, oh, I'm really glad you're doing that. It's just a bit of like, things have fallen here, and I'll show, let me show you, 1 minute. So apologies for lighting and such. I still don't have a light bulb in here and it's really bugging me, but just like there's papers around and it's just a mess. Hi. And there's just like things left here that need to go away. The yarn itself doesn't look bad, really, but then this is just absolutely driving me mad. Up there is things I don't use really, so that can stay. But just these two shelves just are driving me absolutely bonkers. And Hugo's not helping, really. So I need to sort of sort out these bits, put away the few things that are floating around. Hi, it's me again. Clear the desk and just then maybe start thinking about what project I want to do. I don't know. So I'm going to have a bit, leave that. He's currently sniffing the toilet. So I'm going to have a bit of a tidy round and just, I'm like trying to show you something while I talk and just see how I get on. So I'll catch up with you later on, hopefully. So this is my underwhelming after shot. Everything, I've not really done anything at all to this other than put the blanket on there that just needs its ends. Hugo, you made me jump. He's a right little creep. The floor needs hoovering and everything needs like wiping down or polishing, but I'm not doing that just yet because the hoover's charging. These are just, I've charged my phone, but I had it propped up while I was filming myself as well. So I've used an extension. This isn't normally here. Sorry about the glare as well. So this is the top of the shelf. That is a gift for Charlotte, so that's going soon. The button jar is staying there. There's going to be another couple of jars. That's the ends in the vanish tub at the minute. This looks pretty much... Oh, that needs to go. I found out my Disney colouring book and a notebook and crayon set that I got my niece and never gave it to her. So, sorry about the last note. That can go in here. Let me show you. Sorry, this is really good camera work, I know. Ooh, motorbike. So this is the wall shelf, not really changed. This one has a little bit just been tidied up. So bottom, I don't know how well you can see, bottom is cakes. Then it's like variegated, but only either full balls or the top four there. They've only had a granny square out of them. And then 2 big Aran balls, scarf yarn and Red Heart Unforgettable. Then this doesn't look much better, but it's organised. So top shelf, ignore that. That old lamp is broken, but I love it. So this side, so this bag, sorry, this kid's screaming outside. This is nail stuff, and then my foot spa and filler on top. That's it. That's all that's on that side. And then this blue bag is bags that I use as project bags. And then these are my current project bags. It just looks a lot fuller because I've put this full of the yarn that I'm using. It's all that Patek PK. Sorry, I wasn't watching what I was doing. Yeah, so it's the grey, the black, the white and the light grey. And I've just, there is some more on the shelf still, but I've put, like, I filled the bag. And then this is like the clean bit. So this bag is a bag of stuff that I need to decide what to do with. But some of it's Kirk's. Can't find my finger. This is hair cutting stuff. My mum cuts my hair and we both dye our own hair. So this is like the scissors and comb and the cape and stuff. This is about that. Under that is a sewing box that my mum gave me, which is pretty much empty. It's got some what do you call it, cross stitch thread or whatever the proper name is for it in it. I used to make those like friendship bracelets, you know, where you do it over the cardboard, like a cord bracelet. I think Hugo's licking the toilet again. No, he's not. I don't know why he does it. It's weird. It's clean. I've cleaned it. He doesn't lick it, he sniffs it, but then he licks his lips, so I think he's suspicious. Anyway, disgusting. Yes, that's pretty much empty, but it's got some good scissors in, and I think over time maybe I could use it. And then this is something that I'll show you a bit later on, but this is like my, what I'm going to be doing for a little bit, little box. So I'm going to show you that later because I'll go through it all. Not that it's terribly thrilling, but I just don't want to keep showing you the inside of my cupboard. And then dog toy, and just, these are all sequins, and that's dog fluff. Not dog fluff. Look at my lovely photos. World's smallest tennis ball fluff. So I'll go and I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and have a spot of lunch. And I'm going to take this downstairs and get playing for a bit. So I'll see you all later. Ooh. Hi, so I've had lunch and I've had a cup of coffee. I didn't have tea, I had coffee. And I've put stupid plaits in my hair because it was getting in the way. And Hugo's had a nap, so you'll all be glad of that. And I've got like, I don't know if it's just where it's plaited or I've got like a few hairs that are longer than the rest, which is weird. So I've had a sort, as you know. Homer Simpson's currently being thrown about the living room. So I've sorted a big box and a little box. So, oop, felt that. Go there. So this little pink box has my scrap blanket so far in it. Whoops. I'm here. So there's still a good way to go for it to be a blanket. At the moment it's a very thick scarf, but it is quite long. It's about my wingspan, so probably, I think probably about 5'8", 5'9" this is, because I'm about 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". So that's in there. And then I have bits and bobs. So, oops, sorry, I broke the lid to this, but it's a good box, so it's got stickers all over it though. So in here is the one and only Christmas bunting jumper that I've made and not sewn in the ends to yet. It's that, and 2 blue granny squares, and everything's got lots of hair on it. 2 green squares. There's a frilly thing. I think I was trying to do a circle and I didn't do it properly, and I was hoping that this was right when I started crocheting, and I didn't increase properly, so it's sort of a frilly thing. And I kept thinking, I did frog a bit of it, and then I thought it could be like a baby lovey, but it's just like a stripy cabbage. Because if you pull it properly tight, it does go flat, but it's definitely wrong. So there's that. Whoops. And there's the baby booties, which I didn't end up giving. And there's a willow square that I made. I think that's the right way. And then there was a little bit of yarn left over, so I just like extended the edges, and it doesn't look great. And there's the start of a face cloth, but then I ran out of the yarn. I knew I was going to, but I didn't really have a plan B. And then also out of cotton are some various shapes to be like reusable cotton wool, but I've not sewn in any ends yet and I've not used them. And before I continue, I wanted to use them and see which one I like best. I think it'll most likely be this one that's held together because it's thicker. There's a 2 round granny square. There's a grey flower shape. It's a bit wonky. There is the bunting, build your own bunting idea that I had. Whoops. And then there is the rest of the unfinished mini bunting, all different colours and yarns of that, and that's it. So this box, I bet you're wondering why I've showed it to you, it's just sort of my not really ongoing projects, but just like bits and bobs that I've either made and don't love, or like this was for a baby blanket and I think I made too many. I can't remember what half it's from. Or like things that I've started and not finished. So, right, okay. And then obviously my scrap blanket. And then box number, I suppose this is box number 2 because I showed it you second. This box has a lot of yarn in it. In fact, I've weighed it because I'm a crazy person, and it's because I did it on the like manual kitchen scale, so it's a little thing that goes round. They're about 1,700, it's about 1,750 kilos. No, it's not. That's a lot. It's 1,750 grams worth of yarn. So 1 3/4 kilos, not 1,000 kilos. Of Pogo, that's up my bum. Of just used balls and end of projects and scraps. Shall I go through it? I'm going to go through it. So if, oh, sorry, what an awful noise. If this is boring, I apologise. This is some Armoni that was for the ugly blanket. This is remnants of the Doctor Who scarf, Stylecraft. This is, it's Mariner. Can't think of the name. I've got loads of it and I don't really particularly like the colour all that much. There's a lot of it in my scrap blanket. I started to make Auntie Kerry a blanket that was this, and I don't think I have any. This yellow, which is why at the bottom of this it's stripy, and I just didn't like how the colours, let me hide it, I didn't like how the colours were working out together. So there's a lot of those, and the ones that aren't open I'll use for something else, because separately the colours are quite nice, but I don't like them together. Some Poundland glitter. I think I was making dolly clothes for my niece ages ago. This is what this is made out of. I've got a full ball of this upstairs. This has been pulled from the middle, so it's getting thin. Yarn fur from Wilko. This is what some of the bunting's been made out of. This is Armoni. I think it's called Fairground. Then this, which has a bit of a yarn bath as well. This is like a work in progress because it's really knotty. And I don't particularly like the colour that much. And then this is another one. I just don't think, there's no rhyme or reason to some of the variegated yarns from Mariner. Some of them are just random colours. Some of them are like, so like this is pink with other colours in, but then I've got ones that are just like random colours, and then some of them are self-striping, and these are, so this one's green with purple, pink, yellow and a darker blue, and this is pink with a darker pink, blue, purple and yellow in, and they just, let me show you. This is the pink worktop, and it's just a bit unremarkable. They're not my favourite. Yeah, more Poundland yarn. This is also Mariner. This is one of the striping ones, and I feel I'm not massively a neutrals person. I kept thinking I'd make something for my friend's baby with this, and I just haven't. And it's, again, I feel like it's just unremarkable because I'm not a neutral person. I feel like you do, in a variegated, I feel like you know, like you work up to, I've not got anything, like you work up to exciting colour changes like this. This excites me, and this just fluctuates between beige and white, so I don't love it. This and this are both from Lollies. It's, I think it's Eskimo. This is like a, they're both like off-white colours with flecks in, and I really like the look of them, but again they don't work up to anything massively exciting, and it's like string. I really don't like the yarn, it's like string. I feel like I'm just slagging off all this yarn. I'm not, I don't mean to be. Ooh. This is leftover orange from Mariner. This is leftover Stylecraft from the Doctor Who scarf. I really love this colour. This is Sunshine. But it just doesn't go with anything else. I don't feel like I need a reason for why, like, I don't hate these colours. I do like all colours. I'm a very colourful person. I'm a very colourful person. But like, these are open balls. I've got some upstairs. There's not a particular rhyme or reason. This is leftover Stylecraft from the Doctor Who scarf. There's not like, I'm trying to find reasons why these are in this box, and it's not. It's just that they're open balls that either I haven't touched for a while or they're not my favourite yarns. Because I have got some variegateds upstairs that have been opened and used, but I really like them, so I don't feel like I need to get down them. I feel like they'd make a nice edge on something. So I'm just going to carry on showing you. This is shade 47 from Mariner, just a baby blue. And this is Baby Smiles in Bravo Baby. This is a 4-ply, I think. Typical baby boy colours, but it's very, very, very soft. This is B&M one. I've got 3 more upstairs of this. So this has been used for a couple of baby hats and for the ugly blanket. So it sort of looks a bit floppy and sad. This is from Mariner. This is one of the variegated yarns. I always feel like I'm saying yards. Yarns, wools. And it's just unbelievably soft. It's got typical baby colours in it. So baby blue, pale green, pink and lilac. Ever so slightly flecked. But it's just so soft. And again, I was going to make something for my friend's baby in this, and I just never did. It's got a thing in it. It's got a bit of a halo to it as well, but it's just so soft and pretty. More Poundland stuff, and a glittery one. Different pinks and beiges and greys. Whoops. This, I have 3 more balls of this. This is what I've been doing more bunting in. This is from Wilco. Just a little bit of that left. A couple of leftovers from my niece's blanket, which was last year. This is Mariner. I think there's a leftover bright pink upstairs as well, actually, but I've just not added it into the basket. There are more that I could have added in, but I just haven't. Leftover from Doctor Who scarf. This, I can't remember what I used this for. Might have been a baby blanket. This is Aqua by Mariner. I've got a full skein upstairs. It's a really pretty colour. Let me show you this. Got all these yarns piled up. And then last couple, leftover Doctor Who and 2 more Poundland yarns. That's Burgundy, I think, by Stylecraft. Let me show you. Can you see my pretty pile? So I keep, sorry, I've covered you up. I keep waffling on about, well, I waffle on about a lot, about using up scraps and scrap timber and whatever, which I've said before, I did have the idea to use up scraps as a bit of a challenge a while ago, and quickly moved on from that, realising that I've got all these blankets and gifts that I promised to make for Christmas. But since I've sort of knocked that idea on the head, I've sort of gone back to it. And then I was watching one of Kendra, I've got either a hair or fluff on my face, watching one of Kendra's vlogs recently. She's Hooked by Happenstance, and she is doing something which she created called Scrap Timber, and it sort of reignited my idea and inspired me to use up some scraps. And then also Linny from Candy Goth Creations, who has been doing Vlogust, who is doing really well at Vlogust. We're nearly there. She's been making a scrap basket for one of her kids to put toys in, and also a rug for a hallway. There's hair in my mouth. And so that has also inspired me to use up some scraps. And also, I've yesterday spoke about putting myself on a bit of a yarn ban. And someone, I can't remember who it was, I'll have to look back. One lady in the comments suggested saying rather than calling it a yarn ban, I should say, I'm that excited to speak, I can't speak. I should say that I'm taking a holiday from buying yarn, which I do like that. It's a very diplomatic way of saying it. I can't remember the lady's name, I'm sorry. I'll have a look in a bit. Yeah, so I've gathered, and also this looks like a pile of rubbish when it's on my pretty shelves. Not that my shelves need to stay immaculate, but like, really, I feel like some of these need some attention. So it's 1,750 grams of yarn that I will either finish off some of these projects. I haven't shown you, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I haven't shown you, I think I've shown it before. Hugo has a blanket upstairs that is my like failed projects blanket, and also a bit of a scrap blanket that I started making a scarf and it went wrong, and I made a couple of shapes, triangles and such, and they went wrong. And so rather than frogging them or throwing them away or doing this with them, letting them sit in a box, I just stitched them all together because he absolutely loves sitting. He loves to be warm, and he loves sitting under woolly things. So I made him a blanket, and it's a really weird shape. It's got like half of a scarf attached to it that I never finished because I didn't like it. So I might sew some of these onto that blanket of his. Some of these yarns might just go into the scrap blanket. I forgot where I put it, and get this built up a bit. I like folding it and trying to show you. Get that built up a bit, and then some of this I'm going to try and use for practicing amigurumi or making more bunting, or I might make some, there's a charity on Facebook, a page that a lady who watches me on here called Jo Inch. She's got a lovely chihuahua called Eddie, and another dog called Jeannie. I think she's a mix. I can't remember. Tell me what breed Jeannie is. But she likes a page and sends things to a page called, I'm butchering this. Let me have a look what it's called and I'll tell you later. But basically, it's a charity that sends things mostly to Africa. I think it might be called Big Hearts for Africa. And there's a page that you can make up squares and they'll stitch them together and send blankets. And there's also a page that you can make red hats with a white heart, and they send them off there's a lot, you can do baby blankets for hospitals and angel babies as well. But what I was thinking of is using some of the reds I've got to maybe make the little crocheted hats. There is another red somewhere. I don't know. Everything's falling down now. So maybe I could do a little bit of that and just see what inspires me, because this is all sat not doing anything really. And the big ones I'm a bit precious of because I've got another ball upstairs. I'm thinking, oh, I shouldn't use them, but maybe if I got down these, I might feel a bit more inspired to do like the rainbow blanket that I pulled. I'm feeling really snotty, so I think I sound a bit nasally. But I pulled out all the yarns to make something rainbowish and then didn't know what to do. So maybe if I get down some of these, I can use them as, I don't know, like inspiration almost. I don't know. I really do feel like I'm waffling on. Basically, I've got all my scraps together and I'm going to try and get down them. I'm not necessarily doing it over the month of September because I'm not. But this is what I'm going to focus on for a little bit and try and get this amount down. I'm not going to keep weighing it, but I did just think it would be interesting because it's alright counting the balls, but like that's one ball and that's one ball, if that makes sense. So there's not really any like, it's not as scientific, and I'm a woman of science obviously. Right, I'm going to go and actually do some crochet rather than keep talking about it. and also my leg has gone numb. So I'm going to go and blow my nose because it sounds like I need to do that, and I will probably catch up with you a bit later on, although this bit is 20 minutes and I dread to think how long the tidying up is, and then I'm going to waffle on a bit more later on. So I hope you had a cup of tea. It's too late for me to warn you now because we're about half an hour in. I'll see you all later. Bye. Hi all. So I'm going to finish early this evening. Well, it's 8:30, so it's not that early, but I look like I've got a black eye. I always look like I've got a black eye. Here he is. Here comes trouble. I'm going to finish a little earlier this evening. I always sit and rub my legs. I'm like a weirdo. Well, I am a weirdo. I'm not like one. I'm going to finish. I've just bit my tongue as well. This isn't going well. I'm going to finish early this evening. I've had a look on my Facebook, and the group, Kirk just texted me, I want to come home now. He's got 2 hours yet, bless him. The group who I was on about for the red hats, I've made one. This is like a older kids one. I just used, in fact I used up the lighter red. They're both Stylecraft, and I used up the lighter red one, just a bit stripy. I always use, for basic hats like that, I always use, it just needs a white heart on it. I'm going to finish what I was saying. I always use, Karen Hale sent me the link to this when I very first started crochet. I think I asked her on her Facebook group. It's Margaret Olander's hat sizing guide. I'll see if I can find the link somewhere, but basically it tells you how big to make the flat circle of increases in inches or centimetres, and then how big to like make it from the top down, like from the top down, like how many inches that should be. And that, I just find that so easy because all you need is a tape measure, and realistically when you've done a couple you can sort of eyeball it or just go off rows of, do you know what I mean, rather than having to follow an actual pattern. I think I will do more of these. I don't have that much red in this box, and they asked for red and white. I've been bought an emoji poo. They asked for red and white hats with white hearts on them, so I will do more. I've got plenty of red upstairs that I can use, so I will. What are you doing? He's jumping around. I will do more regardless, and I've got more. That's the red scraps that I've got to use up, so I could probably make a couple of baby hats, because I think they want all sizes. I should check, but the page is on Facebook. It's just called Big Hearts Hats for Africa, and they also have a other group that's Big Hearts Squares, I think. But I am following both, but it's the hats that I'm doing. I'll probably send them some squares as well, actually. I've not read up on what they particularly want, and I've also, with a lot of these groups, they do have particular times that they want them sent. So if you're going to go and have a look, he freaks me out when he does this. He's sat looking out the window. If you do go and join the group, because you just literally have to post it to an address that's in on Facebook. There's tabs on groups once you like them, and excuse me, are you all right? Okay. There's that was close. There was in the about section on the Facebook group, it tells you where you can post the hats to. Just gives you an address, so I could just stick this in like a jiffy bag and don't have to, I don't know, it's easy. It's not got to be made out of anything, or that's what I want. So I shall do a couple more before I send it off. But like I say, if you are going to go over to the Facebook group, make sure you read all the specifications, because I need to reread all the specifications. But I just remember that there aren't that many, which is why I like it. Red hat, white heart, easy. And this, going off Margaret Olander's size guide, is like a older kids, like, well, no, like a kid's hat, but not, I don't mean like, it's not a toddler's hat, it's like a kid's hat, so like, for like a 7 or 8 year old, I think, maybe, I don't know, they can do what they want with it. And that's it. I'm probably going to have a bit more of a play with a few more bits. That's all I've done this evening. There's a couple of ends on it, and I've not made the heart to go on it yet. I've been watching silly videos on YouTube, just like, you go down a rabbit hole, don't you, of like cringy celebrity interviews, and I've just been watching Pink's funniest moments and Pink's best performances, things like that, easy watching. So yeah, so I'm going to go. I'm not sure what tomorrow will bring just yet, because we were going to go and see my other auntie, not Auntie Kerry, the other one, Auntie Claire, the other one, but because it's a birthday today, but she's going to an event, a Harry Potter thing, so she's not in. And we thought she was going to be in, otherwise we'd have gone and seen her before. I mean, me and Kerry, because Kirk's at work. And then we said about going tomorrow, and she's at work. She's a nurse, so she's working a late shift. But she said she's in Saturday, but I'm at work all day Saturday, and so is Kerry. So we're going to try and figure something out. And worst comes to worst, I'll send my present with Kerry and send it. If I'd have known, I'd have posted a card. I might post a card tomorrow just so she's got it soon. But I'm not sure what tomorrow is going to bring. So, thank you all for watching. Tomorrow is the last day of, as I'm talking, I'm patting the dog's bum and he loves it. But I can't show you because once again, in fact, it's there. The bra is off. Whoops! I'm not refilming this again. So I'm going to go. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed Vlogust this far. Like I said, I'm not sure what tomorrow is going to bring. I've probably said it about 60 times. But I'm going to go and faff a bit more with some yarn. I might try and get another little hat out of these two. This is burgundy. It looks black, but it's burgundy. I'm in terrible lighting, I do realise. Thank you all for watching. Please come back tomorrow. I don't know what I was going to say then. I don't want to be like, please subscribe, because if you want to subscribe, then great, please subscribe, but I don't want to ask you to do it. But I think I'm at 650 subscribers now, which is unreal. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!